Is there a setting on your 10R80 that doubles transmission life? And are you using it? There is, and almost nobody is. There is a button on your F-150's center console that most owners press once, decide it is not for them, and never touch again. I have been working on Ford 10-speed transmissions for over 20 years. What this button actually does to your fluid temperature is documented in thermal data Ford published, and that nobody in any service lane will ever explain to you. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why the owners whose 10R80s fail at 90,000 miles and the ones running clean at 180,000 miles are making different decisions with the same button. What the button says, and what everyone gets wrong about it. The button says tow/haul. The name is the problem. Every F-150 owner reads tow/haul and mentally files it under heavy trailer, fifth wheel, large boat, serious equipment. If they are not pulling anything big, they leave it off. This is the single most common 10R80 mistake I see. Not aggressive driving, not neglected fluid, not wrong fluid type. Just leaving tow/haul off for the driving conditions where it matters most. Tow/haul does several things simultaneously when you engage it. It raises the transmission's shift points, holding gears longer before upshifting. It increases hydraulic line pressure inside the transmission, which means every clutch pack engagement is firmer and more decisive. It modifies the torque converter lockup schedule to reduce converter slip, and it disables the gear hunting behavior that eco mode creates when the transmission is trying to run in the tallest possible gear at the lowest possible throttle input. Here is where it gets interesting. Every one of those changes is protecting your clutch packs. Firm engagement means less slipping. Less slipping means less heat. Holding gears longer means fewer shift events per mile. Fewer shift events means less wear on the friction material that lines your clutch packs. That friction material is not renewable. It sheds into your fluid, circulates through your valve body, and the day you notice something is wrong with the way your truck shifts is the day you are already behind. I had an owner bring in a 2021 F-150 at 88,000 miles with soft, mushy shifts between first and third. He had driven exclusively in normal mode. Original fluid, never changed, dark brown burnt smell at 88,000 miles. It should have been pink. Full flush and adaptive reset, $380. He got lucky. Another 20,000 miles at that fluid temperature with that shift pattern, and he would have been at $5,500 for a rebuild. $380 fluid service versus $5,500 rebuild for the owners who wait. That is the choice. The thermal data that changes everything. I want to give you a specific number, because this is the number that makes the tow/haul decision simple. The documented fluid temperature difference between tow/haul engaged and tow/haul off under matched load conditions at matched speed is 15 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not a guess. That is measured data from instrumented 10R80 units under controlled conditions. Now, here are the thresholds that make those 15 to 25 degrees matter. Your 10R80's thermal bypass valve, the valve that routes fluid through the external cooler, opens at 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Below that temperature, your external cooler is doing nothing. The fluid circulates internally, and the cooler is bypassed entirely. If you are running your transmission hard in normal mode and your fluid is sitting at 210 degrees, your external cooler is working, but your fluid is already 20 degrees hotter than it needs to be. In tow/haul mode under the same conditions, that same fluid might be at 192 degrees. Cooler is active, fluid is in its ideal operating range, and it gets worse. Your fluid's additive package, the chemicals that provide lubrication, prevent corrosion, and maintain friction characteristics on your clutch packs, begins accelerating its breakdown at 215 degrees. At 230 degrees, the degradation rate increases significantly. The 10R80 engineers designed the system to operate comfortably below these thresholds under normal use. Normal mode with a loaded bed on a grade in August is not what they modeled as normal use. I have pulled fluid from 10R80 units at 60,000 miles on trucks used for construction work that showed additive depletion consistent with operating temperatures 20 to 30 degrees higher than a comparable truck driven in tow/haul. Same mileage, same work. One transmission was 2 years from a rebuild, the other had years of useful life ahead of it. The difference was one button. 15 degrees versus the thermal threshold that degrades your fluid twice as fast. That is the choice. If you have been leaving tow/haul off for loaded driving, city driving with a heavy cab, or any time your truck is working rather than cruising, you now have the information to change that. The next part is about the settings that go deeper than the button on the console. The Foreskin Eco Mode Disable. Your 10R80 has a second enemy hiding in your settings menu that tow/haul does not fully address on its own: Eco Mode. Stay with me, because this is the one that is actually hidden in the way the title of this video means hidden. Eco Mode is active by default on most F-150 configurations every time you start the truck. It modifies the transmission's upshift strategy to get into the highest possible gear at the lowest possible throttle, reducing fuel consumption on EPA test cycles. The problem is what it does to your clutch packs in real driving conditions. In Eco Mode, your transmission is constantly hunting for the highest gear your current throttle input technically permits. If you are in light traffic at 40 miles per hour with a moderate throttle, the transmission will attempt to run in 9th or 10th gear, gears that require the engine to be at very low RPM for the speed. The moment your throttle input increases even slightly, the transmission downshifts to deliver the requested torque. Then throttle backs off slightly and it upshifts again. This hunting, up down, at low load is exactly the behavior that accumulates unnecessary clutch engagement events. You can disable Eco Mode entirely using ForeScan, a free software application, with a $35 to $50 OBD to Bluetooth adapter. The process takes about 5 minutes. The transmission strategy defaults to a mode that holds gears more logically, reduces hunting, and substantially cuts the number of low-load clutch events per mile. I have documented this on my own shop truck, a 2019 F1 503.5 liter. Before the Eco Disable, I was logging an average of 340 shift events per 10-mile drive in mixed city and highway traffic. After the Eco Disable, the same route averaged 190 shift events. That is roughly 45% fewer clutch engagements per mile. Over 100,000 miles of city driving, that is millions fewer friction events on the clutch packs that you are asking to last 200,000 miles. But don't stop there, because disabling Eco Mode is only half of what ForeScan does for your 10R80. $35 adapter versus a transmission that wears 45% slower through the miles you drive every day. That is the choice. The Adaptive Learning Reset. This is where most people get it completely wrong, and it is the most misunderstood feature of the 10R80. Your 10R80 is a learning transmission. The transmission control module continuously builds an adaptive table of shift timing, line pressure, and torque converter lockup based on your driving patterns. The longer you own the truck, the more the transmission has adapted to your specific habits. If those habits include a lot of normal mode city driving, frequent Eco Mode gear hunting, and fluid that has been degrading for 60,000 miles, the adaptive table has been built around those conditions. The transmission has learned to compensate for wear and contamination by softening its shift strategy. When you finally do the fluid service, disable Eco Mode, and start driving in tow/haul on loaded drives, the transmission is still operating off its old adaptive table. It is running a strategy calibrated for a degraded, contaminated system. Clean fluid is now being processed by a valve body operating under compensated shift pressures designed for dirty fluid. The result? The transmission feels better, but it is still not operating at factory specifications. The Adaptive Reset, accessible through ForeScan or through a Ford IDS scan tool, clears the learned tables and forces the transmission to relearn from scratch with the new fluid and the new driving strategy. After the reset, you will drive 500 to 1,000 miles, during which the transmission relearns your patterns. That relearn period feels slightly different. Shifts may be firmer or more abrupt than you are used to. That is not a problem. That is the transmission calibrating itself to a healthy state rather than a compensated one. I do an adaptive reset on every 10R80 fluid service I perform. The difference in post-service shift quality between trucks that get the reset and trucks that do not is noticeable within the first 200 miles. The transmission that gets the reset feels closer to new. The one that does not feels like a slightly cleaner version of what it was. The combination effect. Tow/haul on every loaded drive. Eco Mode disabled via ForeScan. Fluid serviced at 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Not at Ford's published lifetime interval. Adaptive reset after every fluid service. Each of those individually helps. Together, they change the thermal environment, the shift frequency, the fluid chemistry, and the adaptive calibration of your transmission simultaneously. I have seen 10 R80 units with 180,000 miles on trucks whose owners were doing all four of these things, and those units looked internally like trucks with 80,000 miles. The habits you run it under every day determine whether it reaches that life or falls short of it. Everything I just described is free, or close to it. The rebuild that waits at the other end of the wrong habits is not. $200 in fluid services and a $35 adapter versus a $5,500 rebuild. That is the final math.